It's a sound installation that creates music or rhythms with water. My name is Sara Valente.
And my name is Marcelo Ertortegui.
And we are Stereotank. Stereotank was born in 2009.
Our goal was to use space as an instrument. So sort of like you can inhabit the musical instrument. Of course, that evolved into many other iterations.
We've been trained as architects.
We moved to New York, and then while we were working in architectural offices, on our side, we started to do art projects in the city, public art, temporary installations, and so on. And that was also like a perfect territory to experiment. This idea of combining public art and sound, or architecture and sound into immersive installations.
We found several opportunities, grants and awards to be able to propose quick installations that could be done in the city, just to targeting some areas that were underdeveloped or underused that needed activation.
We try to experiment with sound, always sort of in a very primitive way. The first sound installation we did was actually called Stereotank, and that's where our name came from. We took these huge plastic water tanks side by side and then connecting them.
So the actual string that was creating the sound was also part of the structure of the installation because it was keeping it together. So we like that idea of kind of joining architecture and sound even through structure of a project. So we were invited to propose a project for Times Square. We won, luckily, this competition, and we had to design a heart-shaped installation. That was the premise of the proposal.
It had to be related to love, and we never saw ourselves doing anything like that. So we took it really sort of our way and looking at the heart more from an acoustical point of view. The heart had some drums embedded, so people who could stop and play. There were actually like 6 different acoustical percussion instruments.
Very low frequency sound, beating with a light. All of this was pulsating while the heart was not being played by people. We had to figure something out that was sturdy enough, and we went back again to the plastic tanks. Thinking about the afterlife of a project, we designed the Heartbeat project for being able to be transformed after its use in Times Square as another project that is called Heartseat. We're going to show a sample of the cargo guitar. The cargo guitar was a project that we did in Japan. This extra long string, it's within a shipping container, so that's how we came up with the name. This string is amplified, but it doesn't have any kind of effect. So the string becomes smaller and the tone higher.
When we arrived in Miami, we couldn't really treat public space as the same because it's completely different. So what we started doing is actually going first inside of galleries where we could experiment with space and also people. So the first one we did is called Generative Drop Sequencer.
To engage more with public space here in Miami as well. We've been working with some students at FIU on a seminar that has to do with public space and art.
I think we have to mention about the Little Free Library project.
It's basically turning the standard Little Free Library format into an inhabitable Little Free Library. We've also been working on our own project, our own house and studio.
We start with one idea, but we never really know how it will sound until we finish it.
That applies to sound, but also applies to working with given materials in general, because when you have to work with an object that already exists, that has its own properties, then you really need to adapt to it. So that's, we think, the beauty of working with materials and with systems that have been designed for other purposes.